Hey, good evening. Welcome to another edition of No Plays Off Sports Talk. I'm your fabulous host, yours truly, Miss Ballin D. And gotta say good evening. Welcome to the better half of No Plays Off Sports Talk. Mr. Kev Ray, what's up, Kev?
Hi, Miss Ballin D.
How you doing, sir? How are you?
Is that how we supposed to do it?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you, sir?
Ballin, what number we on here?
We are on episode 95, brother.
We're getting old, Ballin.
You getting old. I'm getting seasoned, brother.
Yeah, 95 is a whole lot of episodes.
Yeah, we're almost to the 100th century mark.
Ooh.
Yeah, we climbing. We on our way.
I like that.
We
Are
making it.
we going to have a party here?
We can
Let some balloons drop out the sky?
we can see if Quan can maybe
Can
make
we-
some
can we put, like, a
exceptions to
net
the
up there
studio of
and-
some sort.
Put a net up there and just pull the string.
Wait,
and
we
just
may have
let
to
the
pay
balloons-
extra for that. I don't know about all that. How you doing, man? I gotta do my buddy check. I know
Yeah.
it is extremely hot outside again, and
I
we're
like
in the
the
middle of
heat.
another heat wave.
I'm here for the heat. That's why I've been here 21 years, Ballin.
Okay.
I still ain't thawed out.
Yeah, me either. Been here
So
all my life,
I
and
like the heat.
I'm
Now
just
don't-
not there.
Now, don't get me wrong. The sun is a killer.
It's hot.
That sun, it gets your skin, boy. Your skin be, yeah.
Disrespectful.
But about 108, 110 in the shade, I'm cool.
And even in the shade, I don't want no parts. I don't want no part. You know, people say, working at the airport, and they immediately get off the plane, and they're like, "Ooh, it's hot." And I'm like, "You haven't even felt the real
no.
temperature. You're still in the terminal. You have
Yeah.
no idea."
No.
Yeah.
Well, actually, when you go through that walkway, it's hot as heck coming off that plane onto that walkway.
Yeah. In the jet bridge, it is.
Yeah,
It
the
is
jet
kind of
bridge.
hot. Yeah,
Yeah,
it is
it
kind of hot.
is.
Man. Yeah, for sure.
And then it'd be like a little hole, and some of that heat get down in there, right where the captain of the plane is sitting there shaking your hand. Yeah.
Hot.
Yeah, it's hot.
It's hot. Nonetheless, we are here to, some people didn't wake up to experience the heat, so we are here to give you episode 95.
That's a good point.
A little hour or so of the best sports talk that's going on. A lot happening in the world of sports. We like to give it to you each and every Wednesday, 6 o'clock, right here on the Gorilla Cross Network. Make sure you stay connected with us on everything that we do on our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at No Plays Off Sports Talk. You can also tweet me on my personal page. I got a lot of tweeting going on at Miss Ballin D. You can also send us an email at No Plays Off Sports Talk if you want to be a sponsor of the show. We are still actively looking for sponsors. If you want to be a sponsor of the show, we certainly appreciate you all in advance. Family doing all right? Your wife is good?
Oh, everybody good, Ballin.
Okay.
Everybody good.
All right. That's what's up.
My niece was here from Boston
Boston. Okay.
last weekend.
Okay.
I was doing a lot of running last weekend.
You were.
But my niece was here,
Yeah.
and so she left out on Sunday. So
All right.
she kind of looked on, how we look on the app,
Yeah.
see what the weather is.
Yeah.
Uncle Kevin's gonna be 100 degrees in Boston tomorrow. I said, baby, it's gonna be some people dying in Boston.
Do they have the humidity in Boston? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that
All
100
right.
degrees with that humidity.
Yeah. Oh, no
you can't
fun.
breathe.
Ah.
That's like not breathing.
Yeah,
Like,
I got you. See, I'd rather have this dry heat than this
Yeah.
whole humidity thing. No.
yeah.
No parts.
And
Yeah.
I looked like around this town with the clouds that we had.
Yeah.
What they call monsoon. I don't know what that even means. It only come around in July.
I enjoyed it though, because it did kind of cool off a little bit. So
Well, yeah.
I enjoyed the whole couple days we got with the
Yeah.
wannabe rain. Well, one day it did rain kind of crazy. Like I enjoyed that.
I ain't seen it rain yet.
I
I
kinda
just seen
enjoyed
the
that.
clouds covering up that sun. That's all I care about.
I got you. We had some events that we attended
Yes.
between last show and this show. Shout out to those in the Vegas Legends that they had that huge event over at the Doolittle Shaquille O'Neal outside court. Shout out to Derek Ross and his entire crew, the Quiet Storm Foundation, CJ Watson and his mom, Kathy, and Mr. Charles.
And his dad, yeah.
Great event that turned out to be. We got
yeah.
a chance to check that out. It was a huge event, man. It was a great crowd out there.
Way bigger than I thought it would be. Very respectful.
For sure.
Everything went off without a hitch. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was
I
cool.
enjoyed it. Dr. Pay Ray hung out.
Yeah.
You came.
You got some interviews.
Yeah. So I thought it was really, really nice.
We saw some legends. They gave some awards out to some legends. Sam Smith,
I came,
Henry Thorne.
My man Hen Hen.
Yeah, I
boy.
told you he was going to take you for your money, man. You had to be ready for Hen Hen.
So
Yeah.
Hen Hen, I guess he played on the dog catchers.
Yeah, his foundation, the Dog Catcher Youth
And
Foundation.
so I said,
Yes.
I said, take me out of here on this song. Let's play Atomic Dog.
You knew it.
And I thought he was just going to introduce.
Oh no, he does the whole the whole chorus, the whole bark, all the sound
the
effects,
bark, the works,
everything.
Yes,
Yeah, cool guy though.
It was really nice. No, I think they put on an excellent. They should probably do this annually.
I would like to see it.
Yeah.
I definitely would like to see them get more legends involved. I know this was the first event that they actually did it. This was the inaugural event. But I think there's a lot of legends that they kind of left off. I don't know what the format was and, the selection committee of how they wanted to select. But there was, I believe, some local legends that should have also been included. But again, this was the first time. So I'm sure it'll get bigger and better each and every year.
And Ballin, no plays off sports talk in the locker room was always in. So
everywhere.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But honestly, it was really
It
nice.
was a great turnout.
They had the young ladies playing.
Yeah.
And
Shout out to Shakoya Holmes, a Las Vegas legend.
And I think I told Hen, look, those ladies played.
Oh, they was balling.
Yeah,
they were balling.
The WNBA ain't got nothing to worry about. The future is right there on that court.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So,
the dance team, the Inferno Dance Crew, they did a wonderful performance in the heat. So they did a great thing.
But it wasn't that hot.
It cooled off though.
Yeah, it wasn't that hot.
Yeah, we had a little overcast and God worked that on out.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. Then on Saturday, we went over to Tracy McGrady's and his one-on-one basketball tournament. He had his championships finals over at the Dollar Loan Center, playing for $250,000 were on the line, playing one-on-one.
My very first time at the Dollar Loan Center.
What you think of it?
Beautiful little venue.
I just don't like the parking, but I like the actual arena.
Yeah, that's a good
The parking's a headache.
But the venue itself,
it's nice.
I'm not sure how many that hold. What, 8,000?
I'm not sure. Very intimate arena though.
Very
not
small,
a bad seat in the house at all.
No. And I don't know how Tracy funded this, but it was a production.
It was. Busta Rhymes, hip hop artist Busta Rhymes performed at halftime of the finals. Yeah,
he came out.
Did his thing.
It was nice.
Yeah,
he did his thing.
Shouts out to the winner, man.
Tracy McGrady. But it started at 8 at night, so
8 p.m. Yes,
it was a little late. I guess I kind of got there a few minutes late because I said, if it started at 8, I'm going out to dinner. Then I'm gonna go there.
But not really on a Saturday night on 8 o'clock. That wasn't too bad.
No. It actually turned out. I mean, you had a nice crowd.
Yes.
Right behind the, because they only had one rim, right? And then they had like these long TV screens covering the whole event. Then Tracy was sitting right mid-court in the middle.
Yep.
And then I guess, Busta Rhymes and them, they come out with the smoke, the works,
It was a show.
Yeah, it was a show.
It was a show.
So, it was pretty nice. I'm not sure if you think he's going to keep that going?
I would like to see
$250,000.
$250,000. Shouts out to the winner, John Jordan, who was the winner. He collected his $250,000 in cash, tax deductible. So playing one-on-one, he hit a jumper from the side. A three-pointer was the winning shot for him. So I thought that was pretty dope.
They were really fouling.
It was physical. Yeah. They had refs and everything.
250. Yeah,
yes.
we going forward.
Are you kidding me? Yeah. Yeah.
And they had some and-ones.
Yeah, it was pretty dope.
Pretty dope.
It was pretty cool. So again, shouts out to Tracy McGrady and his entire OBL production. They gave out some free tickets to the community. So whenever you give back in that way, I'm also there, always there to salute and support. So kudos to Tracy McGrady. Everything was happening in the world of basketball that week. Of course, wrapped up NBA Summer League.
Yeah, Sunday was the last game there.
Yep. And then coming here this week, we have the huge AAU basketball tournaments, one of the big tournaments, Global Sports Grassroots, about their first annual tournament here to Las Vegas here this week, and also coming towards the end of the week, the big time tournament with our very own Gary Charles and his crew, which is going to be on ESPN, having some great teams coming in town. So AAU is in town invading Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's why they say Vegas is the mecca of basketball now.
The mecca.
Real quick, did you hear the story about Tracy McGrady want to leave Adidas?
I did hear that story.
That was a good story because he said they signed him as a teenager out of high school.
Absolutely.
They should give him a little bit more. And I agree. I agree. Yeah. So.
He's been with them forever.
Yeah. Just think about it. He done played a whole career and retired and started his own league now.
Deservingly so.
And probably Adidas could have been a sponsor of it.
Should have been, probably. Not probably, should have been.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So real quick. All right. What you want to do?
That's pretty dope. So again, shouts out to everyone who was invading Las Vegas. If you got a chance to hang out with us, if you see us out the street, man, make sure you holler, say hello to us, shake a hand, put a face to a voice, and say what's up to Mr. Kev Ray, what's up to Miss Ballin D. If you see us out in the streets, because we try to make sure we kind of hit up everything that happens in the city.
Covering it like what was it? Williams Sherwin Williams. We covering it like Sherwin Williams covered the earth.
This man that went from sports to paint. Only Kev Ray, I swear. Our special guest, we're going to bring it to the studio tonight,
is it,
man.
Ballin?
Very brief. I'm not going to say a special guest now. We've had him on the show
Twice.
previously, but
He's special.
I knew he was coming into town, bringing his basketball program, his basketball tournament into town. And we told him, whenever you come to Las Vegas, we give you the keys
hang
to
out
the
with us.
studio.
That's right.
Come hang out, man. And I got a chance to meet him in person, shake a hand, and had an opportunity. He poured some encouraging words into my little nephew, man. You know, I'm all about putting my nephew in the right corner, in the right situation with people who can pour into him, man. So Mr. Shea had a chance to talk to my nephew, and the first words that I heard is, make sure you stay in school, get your good grades, and take care of the classroom. So we're going to welcome an official honorary member of No Plays All Sports Talk, episode 95, Mr. Shea Cotton, the man-child himself. What's up, Shay?
Welcome, buddy. Welcome.
Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for taking the time to join us in the show. I know your time is limited. You got a hefty schedule, but you brought your big basketball tournament to Las Vegas, and we had a conversation off the course, some things that you and your organization want to do in the near future. I thought it was very important that we kind of highlight that and give the community and the world an opportunity to know things that you are doing outside the basketball court.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of stuff going on. I just want to have some clarification. So the GBL is Gene Granger's tournament with this one today that they just concluded with. He partnered with Coach Ali out of the North Carolina area. So we're working on some stuff coming up this school year, ideally probably during springtime, spring break time, most likely in Florida or on the East Coast, the DMV region. And then we're going to double back coming to LA, most likely Long Beach City College, looking to do a national camp, most likely for the middle schools and ideally the high schools as well.
So you say you do a camp. Is going to be like an exposure camp where they get some film and some feedback? How do you kind of plan to work that out? You're still working out the kinks.
It's going to be a little different. So, you know, it'll be a kind of a tournament format, but in a camp setting, there'll be life skills attached to it. And it's going to be pretty dynamic. It's not really been done because it's independent, so we're looking to attract obviously teams from every sneaker company and in high schools and all the middle school, you know, kids that are interested in that region as well as in that age group. So what my idea was to bring all the talent together, no matter what sneaker company. Let's see who's the best. That's how it was when I came up. So we got to bring that back. Yeah.
Any date you have set for now? Or are you still kind of working out the kinks?
The months that we're looking at tentatively is October and June.
Right around the corner.
Yeah.
Right around the corner.
Yeah.
I saw Gene walked in with you. Did he leave? He act like he over there in his own little world. Gene, you can come join us to the mic as well. We want to have you as well, highlight some things that you're doing as well. The big tournament that was here, how many teams did you guys have in Las Vegas? I know this was the first time you actually brought the tournament here to Las Vegas. Kind of proud of the project, or how do you think it kind of turned out for the first time?
I thought it went well. I mean, you know, things were ran pretty smoothly. The officiating was pretty solid from top to bottom. The response was good. Considering the first time in this region, I think got about 50-something teams.
Not bad.
From top to bottom, and there was girls and boys teams, so that was good to see too.
Not bad. Gene, I saw you running around. You was all over the gym. I barely got a chance to shake your hand and meet you, but I know you had your hands in it kind of behind the scenes. What was your take on it for having to bring it into Las Vegas, the basketball mecca, for the first time?
Well, I think it was a huge success. It was the amount of people that were there, the competition, the exposure, you know, as long as we have good quality, you know, that's what we try to aim for.
Yeah. So I know, Shay, you had a chance to catch some of the games. What do you see the kids? I mean, I know there was some of the highlights you were putting on your social media page. Talk about the competition that was there. Those kids, they were playing with a lot of fierce.
Yeah. A lot of kids that I didn't recognize, you know, played with a lot of muster.
Yeah.
And I like to see the effort and the intensity. You know, the tempo of the game is important. I felt the team that I've mentored and worked with from the East Coast, the DMV region, came out the first night and kind of laid an egg, and we laid into them that night pretty good in a workshop, and they came back and responded. So I'm really proud of you know, the crossover elite program, and we play elite with Coach Kai and those kids doing a really great job. So I'm looking forward to working with them more.
And what was that age group of those?
16U.
16U. Okay.
Yeah. A lot of the kids were actually younger.
Still babies.
Yeah. So there's a lot to look forward to.
Yeah. My nephew, they had a chance to actually enter the tournament as well. Shout out to Coach Banks, hard to guard. They actually won one of the 16U championship divisions as well. So they had some great competition out there, man.
Where was this at?
This was at the Tarkanian Gym.
Tarkanian Center. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they do a lot of things over there at the Tarkanian. They got another tournament that's coming this week. I want to ask you, Gene, though, what attracted you about Las Vegas that you wanted to bring it actually here versus keeping it in the LA area?
Well, with Shay's relationships, along with just some previous relationships, Coach Ali, that's one of our major support as far as all the things that we do. Traveling the cities and kind of meeting with other visitor bureaus of different cities. Las Vegas just came up, and it was an opportunity to get the facility. It's been 3 years in the making, along with meeting and COVID and things closing down. Those were the reasons we had to delay. Now that we're ready to go.
Yeah. So is it Global Sports? Is that the correct name?
GBL is mainly a acronym that you put what you want to it. But originally it was Granger Basketball League.
Gotcha.
And over time, people would always assume that the word was abbreviated for global. But then we said, well, let's just grow it to global exposure.
Let's do that,
because GBL Online is not limited to a border. It's not limited to a region or area. We have tournaments all over 22 tournaments, 16 different cities.
Nice.
And just trying to expand exposure basketball into areas where, traditionally we haven't been. So we're continuing to look forward to growing that. We're based out of Florida, but we have events everywhere.
All over.
Yeah.
All over. Kev, I know you probably got some notes that you writing down over there. I mean, I can throw some questions at these guys all day.
No, I just write down so I make sure I remember what I'm talking about here. That's all.
All right. So just talk about the whole AAU scene, Shay, versus where it was when you actually got involved to where it is today. A lot of people don't understand the whole AAU scene. I'm talking about it being a huge business versus doing it for the passion to actually develop the kids. What did you kind of see having your hands in an actual tournament with the teams and for you guys your first time? What did you kind of see in regards to the difference, and how can the whole AAU scene kind of be improved, because it's kind of getting a black eye?
Yeah, I think because people are in it for the wrong reasons. I
sure.
think the people from the top are just monetizing the experience, and they're not really pouring back into the kids with life skills and things that they need beyond sport. Everybody's not going to the NBA. You got 1% chance to make it to a D1 level as a student athlete, and less than 1% chance to make the NBA. In the history of the NBA, 75 years, there's been roughly about 5,000 people that have made it in the world. So those statistics are very low.
Yeah.
And you need to know the facts before you get into it. So what I witnessed is a lot of kids that seem to be playing with this sense of self-entitlement, a lack of hunger, and kids are talented but not really polished. Development as far as fundamentals can improve. And I think kids need to really buckle down and stop watching NBA basketball and start watching good college and high school.
Yeah. We talk about that all the time when we talk about the women versus the men. And when you watch a women's game, you say, no, you're not getting high flashing dunks and things of that nature that you get on the men's side, but you get fundamental basketball. You get the ball handling. You get the screen and roll. You get the basics. You get the fundamentals.
Right.
I was watching the Aces yesterday. I mean, they weren't playing defense, but
they weren't playing defense.
The actual WNBA league plays defense.
Yeah.
What the NBA don't do. Everybody come in and shoot threes.
Launching up threes all everywhere.
Gotta teach them that, I guess.
Yeah. It's a must. It's a must. But I think an interesting thing you made a point is, everybody's not making it to the NBA, and you got to get back to the fundamental. Some of these parents are way off in regards to being true to the talent of their actual kids. Of course, we want our kids to succeed. We want them to play at the highest level.
Every parent think their kid is the one.
Every parent think that their child is the one, and some are actually ruining their kids and actually helping them by thinking that they are the best person on the court. I mean, how do we kind of change that culture of the parents to say, hey, you got to be realistic with your child's expectations?
I can't speak for other people, but with our programming, we have waivers and releases that are signed in the beginning with our families, and everything is explained in detail.
Yeah.
As far as code of conduct from the player as well as the parent, and we don't need the parents' input on how to do our job. Unless you have my resume with my credentials, sit, be a parent, support your kids, keep your mouth shut as far as your comments to the coaching staff, and just take the experience. It's a journey. Rome wasn't built in a day, but it was built. So you have to be willing to commit to the process. And I think that's what a lot of people miss. Everybody wants to take the elevator to the top, but you have to take the stairs.
Yeah, for sure. Gene, what were some of, or what do you see some of the hardships or the roadblocks in regards to trying to put these tournaments together in these different regions?
The communication, a lot of the communication, you really need to know who is the right person to talk to. And just really being able to network and know the game. You do have to have some history with people, or you have to have a resume yourself
Yes.
that's credible and that people will trust. And now, more of the events about who do you trust that's going to be, a person of basketball quality, a person who can also call a coach because they have a reference, or who can speak on behalf of a player that can't contact a Division II, Division III, any level. That's one thing that we kind of we harp on is if we see a player, we're gonna help. I'm also on both sides. I'm a high school coach,
Mm.
and so I don't have a team, but I am a high school coach, and so I treat that. I know each of those parents' kids. That's the most important thing to that parent.
For sure.
And so we also like to let the parents know that that means a lot to me as a coach. And so we're always going to do what's best for them. But we have the experience of being in the locker room, getting recruited. We see it from all angles as a parent, as a coach, and as a player.
Yeah.
And so being able to speak on all those behalves to parents, I think it gives them confidence to know that even if we as a business with GBL, us with working with Shay, we're gonna treat everything that same way. Whether it's a team that we're coaching or trying to run a really good event. And coming into a new location, we just try to take all those steps to make sure there's quality.
Yeah.
Will there be some humps?
Of course.
We're gonna work through that just like I would if I was coaching. We're not gonna stop. We're gonna work through. We're gonna play the whole game, and we're gonna finish it out.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get ready for the next one.
So you two being on the sidelines, on the business aspect, on the coaching aspects, on the mentorship aspect, something of a conversation in the world of sports in general and basketball. We've been having this conversation about sportsmanship. I posted a video to our sports page earlier this week. Another referee was attacked by a coach this time, and then some parents jumped in as well. How do we kind of change this whole sportsmanship thing to, some of the parents and the coaches get completely out of control lately. It's gotten to be, it's ridiculous. We've been talking in the last 3 months or so. We've been talking about referees, officials getting beat up, which is why there's also a shortage of officials. If we don't have the officials, there's no AAU, there's no sports game, there's no one to officiate these games. How are we trying to get that under control as an entire basketball community?
Well, for me, I think you have to start with safety first.
Yes.
I'm big on that. So that law enforcement has to be available. They have to be present. I'm a big believer on that. When you see that badge and the gun, you think twice when getting out of pocket. You know what comes behind that. So I think to have that in place, safety and security, to give people peace of mind, the kids can focus on basketball. The parents can take in the experience and stay in their lane in a sense. I think a lot of the parents are living vicariously through the kids. So that's a lot of that energy that's coming out.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, it's to think that you're a referee, and like the referee that was here. He was hit bleeding in the brain, and at the Doolittle Community Center, an event where there's so many tournaments that happen there. You should not have to worry about if you're gonna make it out of the gym from officiating a AAU 13, 14-year-old youth basketball game. But that's what it's officially. That's what it's come to. And I don't know if you had the conversation when you bought the tournament here to have any security in place. I know the Tarkanian is pretty. They don't play no games over there, but I don't know if that was something that you guys think about in the funding and all of that when you put these tournaments together.
Yeah, we try to be proactive. You speak with the coaches, you send out notices. When in any of the welcome information, we notify the teams right then and there. This is the warning. We with sportsmanship, we're here to cheer your child on, and as coaches, you're here to coach and let the refs ref. And if you have an issue, find a director. We have a great team. Coach Randolph and Coach Lynn, those two people that you may have seen running around the gym. Those are extensions of me. And so problem solving is what we expect, but we try to be proactive. I think when you have a good presentation of everything, there's less confusion, and it leaves less room for some discomfort or some discussion of, whether you have the rules clearly posted, you have signage clearly posted, and it just leaves less frustration as parents are coming in.
Zero tolerance.
Yeah, and the less they can be frustrated coming into the facility, the more they can feel welcome. I think it lowers down that wall, and so you're that presentation also is important in the beginning.
Yeah. And two, another conversation, a hot topic we've been talking about the AAU scene is the pricing of these tournaments. I know funding, when you start this, you have a budget. I think your tournament was $35 for the weekend,
Yeah,
for the thing, which
for 3 days.
for 3 days, which I think was very much so reasonable.
Yeah.
But what are some of the pushbacks? So what is the entire package when these parents come in and they see $35? How do you kind of put those pricing together when you try to say what the pricing is going to be for the tournament admission?
Yes, when you factor in the refs costs and the facility costs and then the operations for each of the scoreboards and the work, the scorekeepers, that cost is not low.
It adds up.
And so it goes down to, it doesn't just start with that parent at the door. There's a lot of consideration on making it low as possible for the families. And helping wherever we can, especially with the teams, finding sponsorships where we can reduce or eliminate registration. We had a great bundle of teams that we had a call time where they could get in if they got in right when that time hit. We welcome those teams with sponsorship. And we're always working because, again, we are working from looking at it as a coach, as a parent, because we've done all those roles, our whole team. So we know that things are not all easy for every single program. So we do spread what we can, and we know that the success will come, but we're not, we're definitely trying to be affordable for everyone because we work together with the facilities to try to do everything that we can to make that cost affordable so that we can bring this event and have these activities on an annual basis.
For sure. Now, I don't know if you guys had any like college coaches or any things in this tournament here, Shay, but talk about building those relationships because, of course, these live periods and what they call these live periods in regards to the whole recruiting scene. A lot of coaches say if there's not going to be any coaches there, if there's not a live period, I don't want to put my teams in it. How do you battle with that and making sure that you build those relationships with those coaches that they are playing in front of, they are getting that proper exposure?
I think just giving them different channels. Social media is so powerful these days where you can go live during events to give certain teams exposure, put a light on certain kids, taking stories and just kind of tagging people and attaching different schools and things like that so they can kind of get on the radar. But what I want to stress is people worry too much about rankings and playing in front of college coaches, and half the time their talent doesn't even warrant the opportunity. So check your ego at the door, make sure you're even on that level first, that you're the one, not the two, and then just kind of go from there. But kids can email these universities, these coaches by themselves. They don't need certain platforms. If your high school coach isn't promoting you, then you have the travel opportunity. And then if the travel situation doesn't work, you can reach out to them yourself. And the coaches really like that because that says a lot about that player.
For sure.
That they believe in their talent and they're looking for the opportunity.
Well, I saw you guys you guys as cameraman, he was right there on the side. He was getting the fans. He didn't seem like he didn't miss a play. So, you guys obviously did a good job in making sure that, the whole social media realm, I know they were doing some promoting on social media, did a good, you seem like you have that department pretty much handled in a good way. You were exposing each and every court. I thought you guys did a good job with that.
Yeah, each team has this platform to do whatever it is they like. As far as recruiting, they can expose what they do at each tournament by recording their own games, sharing that film, and like you said, having the initiative to really reach out to those schools and using us as a reference. Those coaches will follow up and say, "Hey, I got an email from, how is he?" And then those situations have happened.
Yeah.
And there's so many success stories that people won't ever know about because of it's not a Division I, top 5 school. But there's a lot of other success stories, a lot of players that I've had the opportunity of coaching that have gone on, that have families that are doing well, all because of the game of basketball. It opened up a way for them to have a career and have, now they're successful young men doing productive things because of basketball.
For sure.
And, these events are not all about providing a platform for someone to go to the NBA. It's just creating that environment where you have to learn to work together, competition, sports, really taking defeat, taking wins, knowing how to win with grace. Those things it's all various lessons in this game.
Yeah. I think one thing is important too is when you talk about social media and marketing and drawing that traffic. hashtags. When you do, you'd be surprised of how much attention you can draw to your social media platforms when you do these hashtags. I did a friend of mine who's a marketing individual, and I was just amazed at what the type of traffic you get based off hashtags.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my whole nephew, again, I tell him all the time, nephew, I need an update. I need a class. I need a class, you know what I mean? So, like I said, I like the fact that, Shay was the first thing he said when he spoke to my nephew was, make sure you take care of your responsibilities in the classroom. Do what you have to do in the classroom. And, that's the message we try to drive home to him all the time. And, Shay, coming from experience, you listen, the ball's going to stop bouncing at some time, and you got to have a backup plan. That degree, that paper, that knowledge, that's something that they can never take away from you. And I think some kind of missed that point. They all have these hopes and dreams. I'm going to make it to the NBA, which is, it's fine, but everyone's not, but you got to have that backup plan. And I think it's good that you stress that to the youth now is, what are you going to do after basketball? What does life after basketball look like for you?
So in that gym, he said less than 1% make it to the NBA, less than 1%. In that gym, a half a person was going to the NBA.
Follow it.
Less than one.
Yeah.
Less than one person, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So you got to have a backup
honestly,
plan.
I didn't see anybody. That right as of yet. That doesn't mean that somebody can't turn the corner, but that whole batch that I watched was like, you see waves, but I'm looking for earth-shattering experiences, you know. So stay in school, listen to your parents or the people you respect, be a good person, do things the right way, work hard, and I think at the end of the day, develop social skills. Along with your awareness, along with your intelligence, you have to be able to communicate.
And I think it's important that, we talked off the court and you were saying some things that you have, some mentorship programs, some financial literacy, some things that you are bringing them to make them individuals that they can be successful without the basketball. You want to talk about some things that you have in the works and your vision for those type of programs to try to help build them up in that area?
Absolutely. Our Foundation Academy of Ideas that was formed about a year back, we partnered with the Boys and Girls Club in Long Beach. Citywide, it's LA County initiative, and it's a mental health initiative incorporated with sports as well as the education. And we have a concentration in art. I was fond on art growing up, thought I would be an architect, And I feel that's a way for kids who don't know how to express themselves. They can do it through art where they don't have to necessarily verbalize it. They can just kind of communicate, through their expression. And I think there's something to that, because a lot of kids typically can't communicate certain things because they were taught to suppress, or the other side of it is they don't really know how to. So this is the way to pull them out of their shell. Basketball is the caveat, but what we're doing is we're changing and saving lives at the same time.
That mental health portion, man, that's something that gets pushed back. We forget about that part, but at such a young age, you never know there's the pressures, especially when it comes to sports, that these kids are faced with. You have to be able to unpack that and help them unpack that in a safe environment.
It's big. It doesn't have a face.
No.
That's what I tell people when everybody thought I was good when they saw me, but they didn't realize, up until I turned 30 years old, I was in a place that was really dark and nobody knew, and anybody that saw the film, they can grasp where I'm going. But, when you're talking suicide, depression, and levels of darkness that you can't even describe because of the disappointment, the betrayal, the deception, and just the ultimate feeling of failure, it can make you better or make you bitter.
Yeah.
And I chose to let it do the first one, and just go through the pain and find meaning in the suffering to be a blessing to others. And I think that's a difficult place to be. But if you can be at peace in adversity, that's where growth lies.
So being at such a young age, they get these peer pressures and, the failures that are coming at a quicker pace now. What kind of message do you drive to the youth to tell them how to get over those failures? When you don't get those offers, when you don't get that top school that you thought you were going to be at. I mean, how do you drive that message that they can understand that it is okay?
That you have to learn how to lose before you know how to win. So the adversity is necessary. I think what people run from is where the true blessing lies. And if you're willing to endure the pain and the suffering and the uncomfortableness of it all, something good's on the other side. It's just a matter of the magnitude of it, and everybody has talents. It's a matter of adapting to realize what it is and then operating in that purpose.
It's funny, we talk about the pressures. Shouts out to Bill Logan, who's on another sports show. He says there should be no pressure on these kids playing sports.
I agree with him 100%.
Yeah.
And the parents put the most of it on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The,
Sadly so.
the coaches do their job. The coach's job is to teach them how to play basketball, teach them their grades. That's their job. The parents put the pressure on them.
Some of these kids too, Gene, I want to throw this to you. Some of these coaches though, they also have these egos that need to go out the door. They think that
Well,
they
that was
own
a coach that beat up the referee.
Yeah, they think that they own the kid. They think that the kid is there. What message do you drive to these coaches that listen, that you don't own that kid? Listen, you're here to help develop that kid. If they make it to the top, it's not necessarily because of you. That kid still had to put the work in, but some of these coaches have this crazy mindset that their egos are out of whack as well.
Yeah, you got to turn into that teacher talking to children, sometimes at the tournaments, like talking to some of the coaches, because they get caught up in the moment, and it's almost like you got to tell them, hey, coach your team. Don't worry about the refs. Don't worry about the score. Just spend your energy coaching the team, and everything else will work. And usually when they hear that, it's a step back to say, okay, they that focus, but it's sometimes just get caught up in the moment and not having the experience of being in those moments. And because anybody can be a travel coach, not everyone can go through the credentials of being a high school coach to now being a college coach to now being a prep school or whatever it might be, because there are different levels of certificates that you have to have. And in some cases, the coaches just don't have the experience of dealing with the pressure of the problem solving that's going on in the minute of a game, but they've watched TV or they've been exposed to how to act versus what the problem is or what the issue might be and how to solve that in a constructive way. But the higher you go up, you got coaches and people that really do know how to do that. So not all coaches are bad. Not all of travel coaches are bad. There is just some people that are not experienced enough of dealing with those situations. They're not in that field. They're temporary coaching on the weekends, and so it's hard to understand, but it exists. So we try to help the coaches. Focus on coaching, coach.
That's it.
Yeah, focus on coaching.
Hey, we got somebody else too. Molly, she said she need a second job so she can keep her son playing. So she want to be the security guard. She want to be the scorekeeper and the referee.
Hey, we take it all. We don't turn down nothing. We don't turn down nothing. So Shay, real quick, last time that we had you on the show, we were highlighting your film, The Man Child, that was actually coming out. I just want to touch bases on how was that going and in production and your feedback that you've been getting for that and what's going on with the latest of that project for you.
It's going. I can't get into details. I'm
Okay.
currently in a lawsuit, so I can't really express details on the film itself. But the film is powerful, and I would encourage all kids and parents to watch it.
Are we still at least able to catch it?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime
okay.
and on iTunes and all the other platforms, but Netflix.
Dope. I had a chance to check it out. Did you? I don't know.
I did not.
Man,
I
you're
need
missing
to
out.
see it.
But like you said, all parents, coaches, and players, you should watch the film.
What's the name of it? What? Put it out there. Put the information.
The Man Child, the Shea Cotton story.
There it is. Come on, quick, Kev. You used to do your homework a long time ago with this.
Yeah, he talked about Tracy McGrady. He's sleeping on me. Come on, man.
No,
I ain't taking it
You know what I
personal.
mean?
I'm from the West Side. It's all good.
Hey, I just checked out over the weekend. I just checked out the Colin Kaepernick story on Netflix.
Okay.
Great,
That's a
great,
good one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good
great.
piece.
If you haven't
Okay.
seen it, you've got to see it.
Yeah.
So this is next.
Homework. I'm gonna give you an assignment next week.
Watch Silverback. Watch Silverback. I
Silverback.
think the Trent Williams story, I think it is. Silverback.
Silverback.
Highest paid, I think, offensive tackle in NFL history.
Ooh-wee.
Powerful.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you guys follow basketball here regularly? I mean, do you stay in tune with the whole NBA thing and in that, or do you kind of not get too involved in it now that you kind of stepped away?
I don't watch except for the playoffs.
Really?
Yeah, they take nights off every week. They making too much money for load management and all these fancy names for
That's your
taking a
favorite
break.
word, Kev.
Yeah.
Load management.
Load management.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan, he didn't take nights off.
No.
And these guys are the best, and you're taking nights off, but you're getting paid $100-something million over 5 years, and you're complaining, and you can't play hard. You want to know what hard work is? When you fail in your walking life, and everybody thinks you're gonna win, and then you climb out of that hole and still make something of yourself.
I felt that.
God has a plan for all of us, but we have to recognize it.
I felt that. Yeah. That's funny. They say don't watch it. Gene, do you watch it, or I know you being a coach, you probably want to get some gems from.
Yeah, I watch a lot of college basketball.
Okay.
A lot of college basketball at all levels. I go to games.
But there ain't no load management in college.
Yeah, I go to practices. I mean, you just like to see good basketball, good quality basketball. So as a high school coach, I can't kind of I can't turn any basketball down. I'm always trying to help my players in some capacity. So any level, my wife would tell you, I'm always watching. I'm always trying to help at any level. I'm probably at a gym every city we go to.
Yeah. And he mentioned his wife, man. One of the bullet points I want to put out, as both of them are volunteering with the youth, they are not paid to do what they do. A lot of people, I think, forget that as well, is there's a lot of time and effort that these coaches, volunteer coaches, a lot of times put in away from their own personal families. And you got the nerves to be acting a donkey with me, and I'm sacrificing my own household to deal with your drama. Like, I think that's another point that we need to drive home to these parents and these players who act up is, I'm doing this because I'm trying to help you. I'm away from my own family 4 to 5 nights out of the week, and you got the nerves to be complaining.
Yeah.
Ooh, that irks my every soul.
Yeah. Well, you
Every
have to
soul.
eliminate that. You have to trim the fat, I call it. So if the character and integrity isn't intact, we don't want you, quite frankly, because talent's going to lose when hard work passes it. You have to survive on that process. Talent will lose when hard work will surpass it. So if you're not willing to put in the time to be the player that you need to become so you can help your team, then there's no place for you in our program.
Talent will lose when hard work won't surpass it. That's a text that I'm sending to my nephew in 3 seconds. Yeah, man. So again, we appreciate you all. I know you guys got to jet out of here. You got some more meetings, but anytime you guys that we can support you all, I know your foundation you have going in California. We're here to help you. We can get the word out. We can promote whatever we can do. Thank you again for allowing us to be a part of the tournament. Like
Absolutely.
I said, my nephew, they enjoyed. They got a chance to get another championship under their belt. So I appreciate you all for giving back. And anytime that you feed into the youth, I think you get a trophy that's priceless. So both of you all are doing obviously a fantastic job. So we appreciate you all for the efforts that you guys are putting out.
Well, thank you for the time.
Thank you so
Absolutely,
much,
for
and,
sure.
and thank all the people who helped. I mean, there's so many people help with everything.
Absolutely.
You gotta have a good team.
Absolutely.
Gotta have a good team.
Teamwork makes the dream work, baby.
Teamwork make the dream work. Absolutely. I don't know if you guys want to stick around and get out. We got about 15 minutes. I know you say you got to get out. We just gonna talk some sports, but if you got to go, we understand. We appreciate you for the little time you gave us.
Thank you
Appreciate
again.
it.
Absolutely. We got some little
Make
gifts
sure
for you.
make sure I check out Man Child.
Yeah.
Please do.
I promise that.
Thank
That's
you.
We're
this.
gonna do a Zoom call next week,
look,
Shay.
Okay.
Yeah. A Zoom call to make sure he did his homework.
Yeah, you should have watched the last time you had him on the show, though.
Say that again. Say that again.
I snoozed.
Hey, I snoozed. Okay, I
He
snoozed.
talking T-Mac over here.
Yeah.
We got our own team, man. We appreciate you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
For sure. Absolutely.
Real quick, Ballin. When I was coaching Little League, because I was really passionate about teaching these kids,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
And I slapped one of the kids upside his head.
Uh-oh, Kev, you going to jail.
No, really. This is the honest God truth. And my wife came to me and said, "You quit. You can't do this again.
Yeah, you can't be doing
You
that.
act like these are your kids."
Yeah, you can't be putting your hands on them folks' kids,
I
Kev.
did. And the parents came to me and said, "He needs that."
Some of them, yes. Some of
He
them.
needs that. But after I thought about it, Kim told me, "You're going to get sued. You
You're
will
gonna
be
get in trouble, brother.
jail."
You can't do that.
So that was that year was the last year I coached.
You didn't do it no more, huh?
No, 'cause
no more.
You get into it, and I get it.
But you're passionate. You were
but
passionate
I don't
about
want to
it.
go and beat up a referee, another guy who's out there making $30.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, I
That
don't
was
want
absolutely
to beat
ridiculous.
up another coach. I just want the kids to fall in line, and it was a bad. I admit that I did wrong, and
Oh, yeah,
my wife she
absolutely.
said, "Kevin, you gotta go get sued."
Yeah, we don't have enough
And I thought
money
about
for
it. Damn, they gonna sue me.
Yeah. Listen, don't be calling me in the middle of the night, Ballin, telling me to go into the No Plays All Sports Talk Fund now. Our Las Vegas Aces, let's talk about them real quick.
Let's
Of course,
get
because
on
we
it.
got a
Let's
chance
do
to
it.
watch them last night. They lost. Their 3-game winning streak was snapped by the Atlanta Dream.
Home
92-73, I think was the score.
at home, ball,
At
and
home, they couldn't get it. 92-76 was the final score. Our defense has gotten ridiculous.
I'm not sure if we can blame this on the D, because
Really?
you had 2 players on that team that was hot. They couldn't miss a 3.
But when you talk about the Dream, they got how many back doors that they got?
Oh no! Yeah, they had
That's
in the paint.
defense.
I think they had 19 points in the paint.
The Aces had 0.
0.
Yes.
So that's a different story. But I'm talking about
6 for 7. They were shooting from the 3-point line.
hot. They were
in the
on
first
fire.
half. They finished, I think, with 15 threes in the entire game. The Aces were 10 for 35 from three-point range. You
Well,
live by the three, you die by the three, and
I
they
think
died.
they were down 22. I think they were down 22. They got it back down to 10. They got it to 8.
and then they start turning the ball over.
Exactly. But I think, and I'm blaming this one on the coach because
Oh.
I'm blaming this one on the coach
Okay.
because when she called the timeout, she should have told them, don't shoot another three because we missed every three we took.
But you can't tell them that when that's your game plan. Their
Yeah,
offense
give
is
me-
to shoot
yes,
the
you
ball
can.
behind the three-point range.
Get me back in the game, and then I'll give you the green light again. But right now, look, they were so cold. I think I texted you. I said, Ballin.
You did.
They getting 3 to our 1 every time
Every
down
time.
court.
Yeah.
We getting 1 because we going to the line, and we ain't even hitting our free throws to get 2.
I think they should have tried to drive to the basket more,
Yes.
but they weren't even making the free throws.
They wasn't making their free throws. That it was just an all bad thing. Now it could be a bad game. That happens in sports.
Of course.
This time, but that could get in your head. That
Oh,
could
yeah.
get in your head.
Oh,
that
yeah.
We played a bad game.
So they're coming up, the Commissioner Cup. They're going to be playing
go to
the
Chicago.
Sky in Chicago.
And they ain't gonna be playing that.
Chicago has already clinched. They are the first team to clinch their playoff spot this season. The defending champ, Chicago Sky, shall we say.
Defending champs.
And they're going to be playing for the ACLU Las Vegas. Of course, the Commissioner Cups is all for a profit for donations. They got to get it together.
Tomorrow night, they gotta have a good game.
So they play tomorrow night here back at home versus the Indiana Fever. The Fever are the last team in the league.
I mean,
It's easy to have a letdown game.
they were 11 and something. They were not a good team. Thank you guys again. Thank you guys. But Ballin, they got it tomorrow. They got to like blow them out because you need to go into Chicago with that state of mind.
So they play Indiana tomorrow back at home, and then on Saturday I believe they welcome back Los Angeles
Here. Really? 3 games in a row here?
3 games in a row here at home. Well,
What time is that game?
They were at 7:00 tomorrow, 7:00 on Saturday.
Okay.
They just came off the road 13 days straight. They were on the road, played 3 games on the road. They got a win. But the Aces, they averaged 91 points a game. They only scored 72 last night versus a team who only averages like 76 points a game. We know that you're going to put up shots. We know that the Aces can score, but can you defend? And I think that's what it's going to have to come to. I think it also goes back to our bench. Our bench is not solid enough that we don't have to so much
agree.
depend on our starters.
I don't know if it's me, but Abby, I don't think she's doing good.
You know, Hamby, she does a lot of things that don't show up on the scoreboard. She's been having to defend some of the
And that's
top
what they said. That's what they
opponents on
said
the other
yesterday.
team.
And I'm like, what did she do? I haven't seen nothing in this game.
She got
to
beat
help
back
her.
door a lot of times last night.
Ooh, they
She
burnt her.
was one who was getting burnt.
Yeah, yes. I'm sorry.
But
I don't want to
nonetheless-
say nothing bad about anyone on the team, but she
Nonetheless,
ain't showing up.
Asia Wilson, if
and
for
she's a
nothing
starter.
else, yeah, Asia Wilson, she started the third quarter. She tried to come out on a spark,
But
but it
she
just
was
didn't-
missing she was missing layups.
Yeah, it just was not their
But it's
night,
okay.
man. It just was
That's
not
okay.
their night.
Not their night. Let's go.
Not their night. So
Because I called you the game before. I was like,
you
Ballin,
did. I was like, they're gonna even
Ballin,
it out,
why
and
do
which
they
they did.
always have a bad first half?
Usually it's their third quarter that's been
That they
atrocious,
shine.
but now
Yeah.
they've been coming out so slow.
Yeah. But anyway, they got to change that real fast. All right, so that means we're going to the game Saturday night.
Saturday night we can do that. We can
Saturday
do that.
night,
I
we go
can't
to
go
the
to the game tomorrow. My little nephew is his birthday tomorrow. He's
Happy
officially
birthday.
turning 15 tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
Little Kurt's too shifty.
Oh, you know what's going to happen, right?
What's that?
You're going to have to start shaving.
Oh Lord, don't tell. Listen. So again, happy birthday to my nephew. I think he has 3 games tomorrow, so he has a late game. So I'm not gonna be able to make the Aces game tomorrow. I got to show up for my little nephew, but hopefully the Aces can get it back tomorrow and they don't have a letdown game. And I mean, they should completely blow Indiana out of the water.
Yeah. I'll call some friends to see if we can go. I know Kim want to go. She just told me yesterday, why don't we go to the game? I'm like, Kimberly, I'm not going to a game on weeknight at 7 o'clock at
I don't
night.
blame you, man. I don't blame you. So again, Dawn Staley, she is going to be one of the play-by-play analysts doing the WNBA Commissioner's Cup. I think that's pretty cool. $10,000 goes to the winnings team organization. Again, ACLU for Las Vegas. $5,000 go to the runner-up. So that's a little bonus for the organizations. I believe the players, they also get a little bonus as well. Speaking of your girl, Candace Parker, her Candace Parker Part 2 collection is going to be released by Adidas on August the 1st. So congratulations going out to Miss CP3 and Aaliyah Boston. I don't know if you've been following this story, Kev, but the ESPN ESPYs Awards are airing tonight.
Tonight? Is it on yet?
I think it's on, but because we're on the West Coast, it's blocked out for us. So we'll have to
really?
catch the rewind. I think it comes on at 8 o'clock. But she didn't get an invite to the ESPYs. Of course, she's Defensive Player of the Year, College Player of the Year, all these awards. Of course, national champion with the South Carolina Gamecocks with, of course, Dawn Staley. And she didn't get an invite to the ESPYs Award, man. And it's been a whole lot of controversy going on social media as to why ESPN could make this mistake. Or was it really a mistake?
It was on purpose.
She seems to think so.
Yeah.
She made a statement today that she seems to think so, that, you know, it's just they can't seem to get it right when it comes to acknowledging Black women. She made a statement today that says, to be nominated for ESPY this year meant the world to me and my family. While it hurts finding out that they wouldn't be televising the category despite it being televised last year, they had no intention for me to attend. It hurts more to see ESPN change course and invite me only after social media caught wind of it. Respectfully, I declined, as she should. I'm used to this. It's just another moment when the disrespect of Black women is brushed off as a mistake or an oversight. Another excuse for why milestones and accomplishments aren't a priority. This time, even now, 50 years after Title IX, to every Black girl and every Black woman, no one can take away what God has in store for you. You matter. You are valuable. You are a priority. You are seen. You are loved. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Mm-hmm. After the fact, now you want to invite me? No, thank you. Got to get that right.
Yeah.
Why do we keep having these conversations?
Because the good old boys still own everything. It ain't gonna change until somebody will start owning some stuff. But I guess is LeBron getting an award? I hate to get off that
I didn't
subject,
get a chance to see the categories. I know Steph Curry, he is hosting it. I didn't get a chance to see who's nominated and for all the categories that there are.
No, he won't win because it ain't in the bubble.
I'm gonna throw my entire pin cap at you. You tried it. You tried it. Whatever. You tried it. Some news that just broke. James Harden, he is returning to Philadelphia.
We already knew this. I don't get why this just came out.
So you don't
today.
think this is really breaking news? We kind of saw this coming.
We already knew. He already said that he's going to give up some money.
In which he did.
To get some players in. And it's the first time he did it. Tom Brady been doing it for years and getting a lot of good players. But it's the first time Harden said, you know what, it ain't going to be about me. Let's make it about the team. But we already knew all this.
In which he said,
2 weeks now we've been on
I'm willing to, fix the roster, bring some talent in, and pay me what's left over. So he agreed to a 2-year worth $68 million.
Yeah. That's still a lot of money, though.
Second-year player option is available. Still a lot of money. He could possibly still be a free agent next summer if he decides to. Mm-hmm. But do you think Philly still, they still lost in the second round this year?
They got a competing team. I look at this. It's 5 teams in the league right now. The way the teams are now that can win a championship. That can win a championship.
Name those 5.
And Philly is one of them.
Philly?
Yeah. Of course, Milwaukee is one.
Of course.
Philly is one. Golden State, you got to get them the props right now. They are the defending champions.
Of course.
The champions until you start playing. And then you have, Clippers could be one of them. Clippers. With Leonard coming back, they're going to have a good team. And they picked up John Wall. They picked up John Wall.
He's not the same Leonard. I don't see the Clippers.
Well, I think he load managed the whole season. I think he could have came back last year.
I think he made it up in his mind. He was mentally clicked out.
For the whole year.
Yeah.
But the Clippers is one of the teams that can win a championship.
You didn't mention the Lakers as a team.
The Lakers can't win a championship.
You really sticking by that? Wow.
You got okay. So, do you think anything's going to change with
that, huh?
Anthony Davis? You think anything's going to change with Anthony Davis? You think he's going to play let's say 70 games.
I want to say yes.
Why?
I want to say
Why?
yes.
He hasn't played 70 games
I want to
yet.
say yes. I want to say this is the year that he gets healthy and he plays an entire season.
Really? I mean,
I want to say
84
that.
games?
I want to say that.
84 games.
I'm standing tall. Yes.
That's not going to happen. Anyway,
Yes.
he fall on the floor every play, so you know something going to get hurt. He going to fall and hurt his wrist, anything. But that's not going to happen. They're going to have to trade Russell. They can't keep Russell.
That's not
Westbrook.
a big deal.
Yeah. What do you mean
cares?
that's not a big deal? That's
That's
using up
fine.
a lot of their money for they
That's,
I heard some rumors that they're going to be picking up some other players. But that's not Lakers ain't in there. I'm sorry, Laker fans. I'm sorry.
are you speaking that
one
from
of
an
my
expert experience, or are you speaking that from your soul of you being a hater?
My expert experience.
Okay, you sticking to it.
Dang.
We're gonna have to make some type of bet on that. I'm gonna make some type of bet.
I don't want to take your money. Or
You
your
don't
food
take my
or
money,
your
huh?
play. Nothing like
Oh,
that.
okay. All
Nothing
right.
like that.
You don't take my money, huh?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that.
All
Even
right.
if you won. I mean, if I won, I would say no. I'm sorry.
You're not gonna do it.
No.
Okay.
I love you too much to take your stuff off. I'll take your house. How about that?
I'll
We'll
take
bet.
that.
We'll bet your house.
I take that. Some sad news from the NFL. Former Steelers wide receiver Charles Johnson passed away at the age of 50 years old. Of course, he was the Steelers' first-round pick in '94. I think he was 17th overall by the Steelers, of course, from the University of Colorado, where the great Cordell Stewart also played as well. So he was the assistant athletic director at Heritage University at Wake Forest at the time of his death. No details in regards to how he passed away. So sending prayers out to the entire Johnson family for him.
Prayers.
Prayers out, prayers out. Baseball.
My 15 Phoenix. They pretty good. Phoenix is pretty.
The Suns.
Definitely. Phoenix Suns, yeah.
Brought DeAndre Ayton back, paid the man his money.
Yeah.
They paid that whole
They
fiasco.
still might trade him, but I don't think they want him. For some reason, I would take him in a minute.
I would too.
Yeah,
I
I would
don't know
take-
what's the pushback with him.
Yeah,
And
I don't get it, but still.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, dedicated to
Yes.
to the Arizona
Yes,
town
yes.
state. But
I don't get that.
yeah, but
Major League Baseball All-Star Game yesterday, and was
Boring.
the lowest rated and least watched in NHL All-Star history.
But-
4.2 rating, only 7 million people actually watched the game.
but they had some pretty jerseys on.
They were nice.
Pretty uniforms.
They were nice.
The white ones are pretty too.
They were dope. They
Yeah,
were dope.
yeah.
Mookie Betts, he was in the news saying we got to get more blacks into the
I like
baseball
Mookie Betts.
stadiums. I like him as well, and I think his.
I want to get one of those jerseys. It might have to be Mookie Betts. I'm not big.
You're gonna
at-
get a Dodger jersey.
I'm,
You're
no,
gonna
no,
get a Dodger jersey.
the All-Star
Oh,
jersey.
the All-Star. I was gonna get
But
excited.
I'm not big on wearing other men's name on my back. So
what is that about? You aren't the first man that
I don't
male
know.
that I've
I
heard
just-
say that.
yeah, because I think first of all we get too old to be doing that.
It's an ego
right?
thing.
And so I'd rather wear my Bulls on the front with no name on the back. Or you know,
I don't get that.
I do have a Michael Jordan baseball jersey, and I
Okay.
have a Scottie Pippen signed jersey that's hung on the wall in the sports room upstairs. But my son gave me that for like Christmas.
Even a Chicago Bears, your favorite Chicago Bears, you wouldn't wear.
Walter Payton.
Would you wear that?
Yeah.
Legend.
Yeah, Walter Payton.
So there's expectations.
And
for it.
plus, in the sports now, everybody go somewhere for 5 years and they go to another team.
You get a
then they go
warranty
to
on them,
another team. Can you trade in like a car?
Warranty. We appreciate you all for hanging out with us again. Kudos to our guests, Shay Cotton and Gene Granger. Thank you so very much for
great
stopping by.
interview.
We appreciate you all. Thank you so very much for all of you who support us each and every Wednesday. Please share our live feed. It costs you absolutely
Yeah.
nothing to share.
That's
Are
right.
you inside the locker room tomorrow, Kevin Ray?
Yes, I am inside the locker room at 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Rise Radio, the global station.
All right, again, happy birthday to my little nephew, Kurt.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Kurt.
15th birthday to you. I love you to life, and we'll see you all next week. Peace.
Episode 96.
Yes.
Peace.